Let me just say, I run for the United States Senate because I think it's such an important position, because I want to play a role. And I saw over the period of the last 3.5 years, and I say this to you, some of you who support my candidacy and some who do not, that I saw in the last 3.5 years really what a difference an individual can make. And if I saw anything or learned anything, it was really that. And I saw it whether it be in the Peace Corps, I saw it with people that headed up agencies and departments. The fact that they showed some initiative or showed some imagination or were willing to go out into areas that had never been attacked before. That's what made the difference in the government over the period in the last 3.5 years. It's not that we made the problems disappear, but it was that kind of an effort. And I think that that's what we need in the United States over the period of the next 10 years. As President Kennedy said, we have the capacity to make this the best generation in the history of mankind or make it the last. I think that we can make it the best generation. When we look and analyze where our government came from, or our system of government, where it originated, we think back to the Greeks and what their idea really was of participation. And what Pericles said in his funeral oration, that we differ from other states in that we regard the individual who holds himself aloof from public affairs as being useless. And yet we yield to no one in our independence of spirit and complete self-reliance. I think that's what has to guide us. And the Greeks, the word idiot, coming from that individual who didn't participate, who wasn't actively involved. President Kennedy's favorite quote was really from Dante, that the hottest places in hell are reserved for those who in time of moral crisis preserve their neutrality. So if all of us just hang back and say this is a problem of somebody else. Sophocles said one time, well, what joy is there in the day that follows day, some swift, some slow, with death the only goal. And really that's what many of our fellow citizens, whether they're in Appalachia or whether they're in Harlem, or whether they're the white children that live in some of these other areas where there's no future. These, I think, are our responsibilities. These are your responsibilities, just as they are mine. Now, I hope that I win as a United States Senator, but even if I don't, I think that for all of us, that we have an obligation. We have a responsibility. If we don't do it, then nobody's going to do it. And that's really what I come to say to you. I think of what Archimedes said, and perhaps it's a little explaining the lever. And he said, show me where I can stand and I can move the world. And I think that we can. I think that we started it 3.5 years ago, and I think we can continue it. And I don't think it's just a question of political belief, but I think that we can make a difference. And so, thank you.